Hello, my friend. How are you doing? I am doing great. Here to do a real quick recap. If you just hired us for credit repair, I want to go over just a couple things, a little bit of housekeeping things. And if you're not here as a credit repair client, welcome. And if you want to fix your credit in the future, I'm going to give you a couple tips. And that is, in order to fix your credit in a efficient, fast way, you really need to provide us at Fortress Credit Pro a few documents so we can provide that to the credit bureaus. And that is a driver's license, clean copy of a driver's license, a social security card, and a current utility bill showing your current address. Now, if you don't have a social security card, that's fine. We need a W-2 or a 1099 or a tax return showing your social security number. If you don't have a utility bill in your name because you rent and someone pays utilities for you, then a bank statement or a cell phone bill statement will work. You can cross out the account numbers on the bank statement. First copy of the first page of either one is fine. So bank statement, utility bill, cell phone bill, car insurance, something that shows your address. All right, so that's about it for housekeeping. So let's get into this. This is going to be a live Q&A. Hold on one second while I copy this link that is here. I want to share this on my other post, or my other page rather, and Chastity's not here with me today, so please bear with me as I copy that. Okay, it's got that over on the other side. Cool. All right, so this is our first, or my first, live credit hacks event where I'm going to be here answering any questions that you have regarding credit, business credit, personal credit, taxes, investments, whatever you have questions on. So just post your questions in the comments. I see one popping up already. Let's see what it says. LT's World says, hello. Hi to you as well. Thank you for putting in a comment. So here's how this is going to work. I'm going to do some basic information about credit. Mike Walter says, hello. That's cool. You guys, if you have questions, you need to ask it. We can do it a couple ways. You can do it in the comment, which I'll bring it across. You can also come live if you want. And I'll send the link if I can find it. Yep, there it is, invite link. So right here, I'm going to copy this real quick. Copy that baby down, and then we'll go back over here. We'll paste it to come on the show with me. Click here. It's hard when Cassie's not here. This link. There we go. Now you guys can see that in the link. So if you guys want to come on and ask your question personally, click that link right there, and I'll bring you on with me. If you simply just want to ask a question in the comments, that's cool too. Thank you, Edna, for sharing this. Hey, if you guys could share it, I'd really appreciate it. So let's get into it. I'm just going through some of these. Somebody says, has Chastity taken over the credit repair duties? No, she really just runs, she runs my social media and she runs all the affiliate marketing. So if you're an affiliate, that's who you talk to. She runs all the commissions, the contracts, the taxes on the affiliate stuff. And then she takes care of all the social media, all the graphics, everything you see here. Chastity's done it. So somebody says, what is the fastest way? Here we go. So let's bring up some of these questions. It's going to make it easy. And if I don't get questions, I'm just going to talk about what I want to talk about. Richard says, what is the fastest way of establishing business credit? The fastest way to establish business credit would be to have business accounts that report to Dun & Bradstreet, Experian, and Equifax. So the fastest way to build business credit is to have accounts with furnishers that report the data. 85% of furnishers or banks, potential creditors, 85%, Richard, do not report, which is why one of the things that we teach in our business credit builder course is what vendors report and to who do they report to. So business credit is completely different from personal credit in the realm of personal credit. The banks report it pretty much all of you. Business credit, they don't have to. There is no Fair Credit Report Act. It's a wild, wild west. They can report you late, even if you're not. You can't really sue them for it. There's no disputing process. It's just a free-for-all. And so, like I said, 85% of banks do not report. So we give you a list of who will. So Gepler, Granger, Uline, Quill, those are 4 or 5 right there I just gave you. Office Depot, Home Depot, Staples, Lowe's, Costco, Walmart, Sam's Club, etc. So, but you have to apply in a certain order. See, if you just go into American Express and apply for American Express Business Platinum card, they'll probably approve you if you're a legitimate business making money, but it's going to be with a personal guarantee. If you want to have a credit card with no personal guarantee, you have to build your business credit. So great question. I'm going to look and see if there's something else here. But great question. Thank you. Tim says, I'm just going to pull this up. Easier for me to read. Says, don't have a question, but have a comment. Just had to borrow, save over $7,000. Look at that, Tim. We saved the client $7,000 in discount points because we removed a $65 medical collection. Thank you so much, Tim. That is awesome. Think about that. We saved the client $7,000. When people say that we're expensive, my comment to them is compared to what? So if Tim had not sent this client to us and he sent them, maybe they come through and they're like $125 to remove a $65 collection, that's expensive. Well, compared to what? Compared to paying $7,000 in discount points, paying us $125 to remove a $65 medical collection, that doesn't sound very expensive at all. Thank you, Tim. I appreciate that. This is my last little bit of water for 75 hard. That's all I have left today. I got about 10 ounces to go, and then I'm done with the 75 hard today. Let's see here. Is the website up to date in terms of credit repair services prices? If not, can you go over them? Yeah, it is. It is up to date. It is $325 for the audit fee. We finance that for 18 months if you want. So your payment's like $25 a month, and it reports to all 3 credit bureaus. So it's really for a way for us to add a trade line to your credit. Why in the world would a credit repair company want to add a trade line to all 3 credit bureaus? Let me think. To increase your credit score. 65% of your credit score has nothing to do with payment history. 65%. And yet, all the other credit repair companies, that's what they focus on, is the 35%. We go after fixing your credit in a holistic manner where we want to raise your score by adding new accounts and raise your score by deleting negative, inaccurate accounts. So $325 for the audit fee, and then $125 per account per bureau after we get those items deleted. If we don't get them deleted, you don't pay us anything. If we go 6 months, we delete absolutely nothing. We give you back 100% of whatever you paid in. So if you paid that full $325 in that 6-month period, we're going to refund that plus all of the credit monitoring, which is about $25 because we pay for your credit monitoring service as well. So $325 plus $125 an item. That is going to change come about March 1st, at the latest April 1st. And that is because we are going to an educational course platform. I spilled the beans. I let you guys all know in on a little internal secret. We are going to start offering free credit repair. You heard that first here. In a few weeks, we will offer free credit repair with any financial education client. So if you hire us for financial education, business credit, tax consulting, debt settlement, any of our courses, you get the credit repair free of charge with it, but you got to buy the course. Basically, if you got more than 5 accounts on your credit, it is much, much cheaper to buy one of our standard courses. So our basic financial education course, how credit scores are created, how to read a credit report, how the Fair Credit Report Act works, how FICO works, etc., how to get out of debt, including your mortgage in 7 to 10 years, etc. So there's a whole bunch of courses. There's actually 20 of them. So anyone who's a client with us now or prior to us releasing those new programs, they're going to get access to all the programs free of charge. Okay. So if you're thinking, well, I'm just going to wait. No, don't wait. Hire us for credit repair. You get all the courses for free, or wait, pay the $1,000, $1,500, or $2,000 for the courses and then get the credit repair for free. We don't care either way. All right. Let me hide that question. Next one. Your business credit helped my business. Oh, cool. Thank you so much. Oh, it's Robert. Hey, buddy. Robert came to me, man, it's been about 4 years ago, and had some debt, did exactly what I told him to do. He's a great student, did what I told him to do, eliminated all his debt, retired, started a business, and now is one of the most successful specialized firearms dealer on the East Coast. So doing great with that. So thank you, Robert. I appreciate your support. Let's see. Is there any way around Chase's 524 rule? Yes and no. Let me get through the rest of it. I recently applied for a Business Inc. card with them and EIN Duns and was declined because of the application. Yeah. So Chase's 524 rule. That means you can't have more than 5 inquiries in 24 months or 2 years. 5 inquiries, 24 months. If you have more than 5 inquiries, automatic rejection, regardless of income, regardless of credit scores. One of the things that we do at Fortress is remove inquiries. Generally, it takes us about, 7 days to remove all of your inquiries from Experian, about 14 days to remove them from Equifax, and then about 30 days to remove them from TransUnion. So in less than 30 days, you can expect 100% of all your inquiries deleted from your credit report. And if they're deleted from the credit report, guess what? They don't show up. We charge a flat fee, $25 per inquiry. So $25 per inquiry to have it removed. And again, we only charge that based on success. So if you want the inquiries removed, reach out to the credit repair office. And let me see if I can find this. I want to show you guys something. Let's see if I can find it. I don't know. Is it here, Chastney? See, I need Chastney here. Where is Chastney at? I had like a little ticker, but I don't know how to do it. This is the thing with live. Yeah, I don't know where it is. There's a little ticker, and it's supposed to run on there, but the phone number is 1-800-475-7267. 1-800-475-7267. Let me see if I can find that, guys. Oh, right here. Cool. Right there. Check that out. I don't know. Let's see if it works. Let's go back to comments, see if it takes it off there. I'm figuring out. See, Chastney usually runs this stuff for me. All right, let's go up here. Let's see. What's this one? Oh, that was Jeans. On disability, owe $9,000 in credit cards. Yes, we have a debt settlement division. And I've been saying this phrase a lot lately in the last 10 months. Due to COVID, you guys have heard that, right? Well, due to COVID, don't have to pay taxes on any debt that's settled. So if you got a $9,000, we settle it for, say, $2,000. That's a $7,000. The IRS looks at that as income. In the past, you would have to pay income tax on that $7,000 that we saved you. But due to COVID, you don't have to. So reach out to us, Richard. Yeah, we can help you with that $9,000. Settle it depending on who it's with. Might settle it for $1,000. Might settle it for $3,000. It just depends on who it is and how long it's been since you made the payment, the credit card company you're with, etc. Chase a few weeks ago was offering like 99% off. It was insane. Literally 1%. So if that's a Chase card a few weeks ago, that would have been like $90. It was absolutely crazy. So, and due to COVID, you don't have to pay taxes. So reach out right away. There's the phone number on that. Thanks for that question. We also help with taxes. We help with taxes. Last year, we had a client, they owed over $500,000. $500,000. We settled that for $500. How do we get paid? Again, performance based on debt settlement. You pay us 20% of what we save you. So in the $9,000, if I save you $7,000, you would pay us $1,400. Okay, so you'd pay a total of like $3,400 on the $9,000. And then we have contracts with a lot of these banks and collection companies to get the items deleted. If not, we enroll you in credit repair with Fortress Credit Pro, and then we get the items deleted from your credit report. Okay. Let's see this one. Just recently had a summary judgment placed on my, okay. All right. So judgments don't show up on credit reports anymore. There was a lawsuit about, I think it's been 3 years now, maybe 4 years ago. And for 12 months, they agreed not to report judgments or any public records. So judgments, tax liens, etc., on credit reports. However, that was only a 1-year settlement, but none of them have started reporting them yet. So it doesn't show up on your credit report. What I'd recommend is reach out to us. We can go in and settle that judgment for pennies on the dollar. I'll give you an example. If you follow me, you know that I went through a divorce about 18 months ago. It wasn't a knockdown, drag out divorce or anything like that. But divorces are hard, especially when you have businesses. And then I have a business partner, an employee, a long-term employee that was almost a business partner. If he would have waited another 6 months, he would have been. And then he'd owned 25% of the company. Fortunately, he quit. Unfortunately, he broke into my office, stole my hard drive, and some other stuff. And then Las Vegas PD went and talked to him, and we're talking about charging him with a felony. So anyway, because of that, he left me with about $700,000 worth of credit card debt. $700,000. And he racked that up when I was sick in about 18 months. So one of them was American Express. It was about $140,000 with American Express, and it was one of those cards that had to be paid off in full. I couldn't pay it off in full. I was paying everything else. And because he stole 7 years worth of intellectual property, it put me in a bind. And I just told him, I said, look, I can pay $10,000 a month, but I can't pay this whole thing. And they're like, well, if you can't pay the whole thing in full, then we're going to close your account. I'm like, we'll close it. So a couple months went by. Long story short, I settled that debt for $32,000. It was $140 plus interest and fees. I settled it for $32. And due to COVID, don't have to report it. So on that $114,000, maybe we settled for $3,000. But now that it's a judgment, who knows? Reach out to that phone number below. We'll help you out. Let's see what this one says. Just so you guys know, the monitor that I'm reading this from is about, I don't know, 5-6 feet away. So it's in the comments. It's hard to read, but when I put it on the screen, it's a little bit easier. Let's see. Does having a CPN, I'm not even going to talk about the CPN. But CPN are something that fraudsters will do to avoid using a social security number. Not saying that Richard's a fraudster. He's asking about CPNs because he probably saw that where a company who's willing to commit a felony and bank fraud will issue CPNs and then use that as a social security number versus a real social security number. We don't do that at Fortress. Not saying that Richard is doing that, but he's bringing that up. It's a great question. I would recommend to all of you on here, avoid CPNs. Just completely ignore them. Avoid them. What is my website? Right there on the bottom. Good timing right there. FortressCreditPro.com. I'm not sure where that was from. Oh, look at this one. Thank you so much, Gerald. I think that's from YouTube. Thank you so much. Some of these are coming through on YouTube. Awesome. What about collection aisle deals? Oh, hey, that's one of the companies that we actually have a contract with. So if we settle that debt with you, it is about a 99% chance we're going to get it deleted. So about a 99% chance we'll get it deleted because we have a contract with them. So, sister, reach out to fortresscreditpro.com or call the number. If you've already paid them and you just want to get it deleted, call us. We'll work on it. $125, $325 for the audit fee, $125 for the collection. Delete it, and you only pay us if we actually get deleted. So there's no monthly fees, no setup fees, no retainer fees, nothing like that. Put the number in the comments. Yeah, I could do that. There you go. If Jasny was here, but she's not. There's a comment that comes across. There you go. Let's see. Here's another one. This is pretty cool, isn't it? So you can remove all credit inquiries regardless who the inquiry is from. I will tell you, I have to be careful how I answer this because it would be illegal for me to say yes. But I'll answer it this way. When someone hires us to get inquiries removed, in the past, we've gotten 100% of the inquiries removed that we wanted to remove. Now, why did I separate that? Why did I say it that way? If you just open a credit card, say you open a Chase card or Citibank or American Express, we don't want to remove that one because they will most likely close that account. So generally, we don't touch the ones that are attached to a live credit card. If you went in to purchase a car and you had a bunch of inquiries, we don't care. They're not going to close the car loan on you if we dispute the inquiry. But if we dispute the credit card inquiry and it resulted in the credit card being open, they could close that account. And we just don't want to do that. So, but generally speaking, we remove every single inquiry that we dispute, that we want to remove, and we only charge you for the ones that we do get removed. Does credit card settlement affect your credit score? Yes, it will. Generally, it will. I say yes, generally. It wouldn't if it's not on your credit report in the first place. If you're late, then the late payments, in fact, impact your score. The settlement portion does not impact the credit score, but the late payments do. In order to settle, in order to get them to settle, you have to be late. So generally, you got to go 90 days late, which then does have an impact on your credit score. So it's not the settlement. Think of it as when you fill out a check, the bank only looks at who it's to, how much it's for, what day it was written, and your signature. They don't look at the little memo. The little memo, the debt settled or settled for less than full balance on your credit report, that's the memo portion. That part doesn't impact the credit score, but the late payments do. Great question. Capital One's got a judgment. Will you take payments? Not. Yes. So we can do payments. We don't actually, you don't pay us. So we're not like the other debt settlement companies that you pay into a fund or an escrow account. And then after a couple of years, you got enough cash in there. What our firm does is you pay us a retainer fee. We then reach out to Capital One. We offer them a settlement. If they say yes, we introduce you to, you pay them, you pay us. So we're not collecting for you and then making the payments for you. You pay us, you pay them. That way it's completely separate and fair. Okay? And we're paid on performance. So I'm just, what's this one say? Okay, cool. Scroll through some of these I can't see, so that's why I'm just popping over real quick. Monty says, hopes all well. Sounds like Fortress has expanded, may have to re-engage from. Oh, yeah. The tax strategies are pretty amazing, Monty. Right now, every single client that hires us, we ask them if they would like one of our financial professionals, and right now have over 100 on the team, licensed financial professionals that will go over their tax returns, their pay stubs, their retirement accounts, their insurance policies, and look for ways to save money. On average, we're saving our clients about $350 a month. Give you an example. 2 or 3 weeks ago, met with a couple. He makes about 100 grand a year, a little over. He's a real estate agent. I sat down with him. In a few minutes, I saved him $28,000 in taxes. 28 grand immediately. Yesterday, I met with a husband and wife. They got 2 kids, a 4-year-old and a 6-year-old. I did a little strategy with them. And in less than like 10, 15 minutes, I saved them $24,000. $24,000 on their taxes. And then I said, let's set you up with a tax-free retirement account where we're going to take that $2,000 per month. And they have no retirement right now. So let's take that $2,000 out of your checking account because I'm saving it so you no longer have to pay it in taxes. Let's put it in a tax-free retirement account. They didn't change anything else. They simply just changed what they were calling some things in their business. 100% audit proof, 100% legit, nothing super crazy. And it was like a 15-minute phone call. So yes, we can help you with your taxes. We can help you with the credit. We can help you with your insurance, your retirement accounts. I talked to someone today. He's paying 7.5% on his 401k. Let me ask you, do you have a 401k? If you said yes, how much are you paying to contribute? Now, if you answered that question the way most people answer it, it's like, well, I'm putting in $500 a month. I didn't ask how much you're putting into it. I didn't ask how much your employer matches. I didn't ask what percentage. I said, how much are you paying to participate in the 401k? You know what the answer is all the time? Nothing or I don't know. Nothing or I don't know. Well, I can guarantee you it's not nothing. On average, it's 5 to 7%. 5 to 7%. See, 401ks and IRAs are a lot like a gym membership. It costs to get in, costs to stay in, costs to get out. And what my company does is we divorce the government, divorce the 401k, roll it over or roll it into a tax-free retirement account. So yes, Monty, we are doing a lot more than just credit repair. Thank you for that question or comment. Oh, what's this one? I don't know if we have it with Bank of the West. I mean, we have contracts with hundreds of banks, hundreds of collection companies. So we'd have to look at it. I think Bank of America is one of them, though. Regardless, here's how this works. If we pay the debt, so if we settle it, which is pretty much we can get the debt settled to anybody, including the IRS, including the California Franchise Tax Board. If we get it settled and we dispute it, there's really no advantage for them to continue to report it. They don't want to pay to continue to fight us on it, so they just delete it, even if we don't have a contract. We know how to get things deleted without paying. We're very, very good with that. In fact, we're averaging the high 80%, 98% on repos, by the way, 98% on car repos for deletions, 80% and above on everything else without paying it. Once the debt's paid, it skyrockets from there. So great question. Let's see what this one says. How much in personal credit should one have? Approached close to 60 grand additional credit lines this past year. Goal is to get business credit. Does having a lot of personal credit help get personal? Yeah. So a couple questions there. How much personal credit? As much as you can possibly get. As much as you can possibly get. Especially right now, my friend. Why? There are 11 million FHA homes facing foreclosure right now. 11 million. Primarily duplexes and fourplexes. Let that sink in a little bit. 11 million FHA homes facing foreclosure that would have gone through foreclosure this month if Joe Biden didn't extend it. Then he extended it again. And then a few days ago, he extended it a third time. I don't know why. He could have easily not done it and then blamed it on Trump. Now it's going to be on his watch as the president with all of these foreclosures. 11 million FHA and close to 20 million non-FHA. There's going to be blood in the streets. Get as much credit as you possibly can get because it's going to allow you to purchase these homes on credit cards. Purchase the homes with lines of credit. So get as much as you can. Goals, get business credit. Give us a call. We'll get you signed up and get you going on business credit. Okay. And then Does having a lot of personal credit help? Yes, it does. So there's a couple things you need for business credit. Either business credit or personal credit. There's 3 C's, business credit or personal credit. Cash, lots of cash coming in, or collateral. One of those 3. Credit, cash, or collateral. If you don't have cash and you don't have collateral and you don't have credit, I can't get you anything. But if you got one of the 3, we can get you some business credit. Okay. All right. Let's see what this one. Thank you so much for that response. I appreciate it. I think that says Liz Houston. Appreciate it. If you negotiate a settlement, a credit card account, is a settlement typically due? 2 things. We can do payments or we can do lump sum. If you do lump sum, guess what? You pay less. If you do payments, they're going to charge you a little bit more. But when you sit down with one of our case advisors, you're going to say, look, I can afford $100 a month, or I got $10,000 in the bank. And then when they go to settle it, they're going to tell them what you told them. Okay. So it's not like we're going to go out and do all this work without ever talking to you. We got to find out where you're at. And then we'll based on what we do based on that. So that way we're not going back and forth. We're going to find out up front how much money you have saved, how much you can afford to pay. Oh, you can only do $400 a month? No problem. Go to Bank of America. Hey, we got $300 a month. No, you can't do 300. How about 325? 330? All right, 335. We just saved you a little bit of money there. See how that works? And then we go back to you, work it out, introduce you, sign the contract. You pay them, you pay us. Okay. Did I get through all the comments? I think I did. Cool. Man, I love this new software where we can do live. I'm on LinkedIn right now. I'm on YouTube, on 3 different Facebook channels, it looks like. So cool. So number one way to increase your credit scores. I get this question a lot. Number one way to increase your credit scores. And that is credit cards. The number one way to increase your personal credit and your business credit are credit cards. Now, earlier I said you need to get credit cards that report, because 85% of business accounts don't report. So, but the number one way to improve the score is credit cards. Okay. And it doesn't really matter what kind. So you can start with a secured credit card, which you can get at fortresscreditpro.com. Click on the credit card buttons. It's fine. Fico doesn't care if it's secured or unsecured. They don't care. All they care about is a credit card, how long it's been open, how much are you using, what is your utilization rate. They ignore whether it's secured or unsecured. Once you get 3 of them reporting and you get up like 740, 760 FICO score, go out and get some unsecured cards and then close the secured cards and then get your money back. Think of the secured cards as a savings account. Okay. All right, here's a question. Can I refinance an auto loan with the current bank I'm with? Paul, I don't know. And I'm not going to be a smart ass and say, I don't know, call them. Here's what I don't know. Generally, depending on what type of loan they put you in, if you're with a bank that focuses on high risk, high interest cards that are car loans, they probably won't. So I'd recommend going to like an credit union. Recently, I refinanced my GMC Denali. I was paying, I don't know, 5% interest or something. It wasn't a lot. And I went into the credit union. I just went in and said, hey, what's your rates? They said 2.9, 2.95 or something like that, 3.1 or something. And I said, cool, I want to refinance my truck. They pulled my credit, no money down, refinanced it right there. I called GMAC, got the payoff, did the thing. A month later, I started making the payment, and it cut like $400 off my payment because I moved some stuff around. Okay. But can you refinance with your current bank? I don't know. You'd have to ask them, but good question. Generally, no, because they are already taking advantage of you and they don't want to lose that extra income. So they'll say no. So just go somewhere else. Capital One has a pretty cool program. Capital One's got a pretty cool program if you have great credit. USAA has got a good bank loan program. It just really depends on who you're with. Okay. But great question. All right. So credit cards. I said it's the number one way for you to increase your credit score. If you have questions, put them in there and then I'll get to them. So I just saw a question pop up. I'll get to that in a second. I'm going to finish this credit card thing. And thank you. Just put the questions in. I'm going to get to them. Credit cards, the number one way to increase your credit score. But you have to keep the utilization rate down and you got to use the credit cards. So this morning, and I actually did a video on this. It hasn't been produced yet. You'll see it on my Instagram, my social media feeds, probably in the next couple of days when Chastity finishes it. But I went to Kohl's and I'm doing 75 hard. This is my fourth time doing 75 hard. If you don't know what that is, go to my buddy Andy Frisella's website, 75hard.com. It is a free program and check it out. And I wore out another pair of shoes. Pretty typical at 75 hard. So I went in to get a new pair of shoes at Kohl's and I made my purchase and they said something like, hey, would you like to save $15, 35%, 20%? I don't remember what it was. I think it was 35%. And I'm like, and with the shoes being on sale, they were like $60. So I was going to save like $15. And I'm like, no. They're like, well, it is $15. Look, it's not that $15 is not important to me because it is. That could feed one of my kids for 2 weeks in Dominican Republic. I say one of my kids, I have an orphanage in Samaná, Dominican Republic. We're up to 32, 34 kids right now. It costs about 30 to 40 bucks a month to feed them. So $15 makes a big difference in their lives. So recently I've been struggling with some of my words. I'm not discrediting $15, and that's not the right way to say it, but I think you understand what I'm saying. I'm not saying it's not a lot of money because $15, it's not a lot of money, but I'm just not going to throw it away. But I said no. Why? Because applying for a store credit card increases the likelihood of you becoming a victim of identity theft. It also is an inquiry on your credit report. It also adds, if they type it in wrong, it adds a new alias, a wrong address on your credit, which then could prevent you from getting good credit later, like refinancing your car and saving a bunch of money because you got a bunch of aliases. Also, department store cards are bad news. If you got one, don't go close it. If you're offered one, don't open it. The reason why is with department store cards, you have to use them to keep them open and to keep Fico reporting it. If you don't use that Kohl's card, which I haven't been in Kohl's in over a year, but I use my debit card, I use my credit card almost every single day, whether it's the gas station, whether it's groceries, whatever, Amazon, because I'm so freaking lazy now. I like to go to smile.amazon.com. Why smile? Because 1% of everything I buy on Amazon goes to my kids in Samaná, Dominican Republic. If you haven't signed up for that, smile.amazon.com, smile.amazon.com. So it's been over a year since I've been in, maybe even longer than that, since I have been in Kohl's. And so department store cards, you have to go into the stores and use them, where a credit card, you can put bills. And so today I got 2 new credit cards in the mail. Not new as in new credit cards, but a new credit card with a new expiration date. So I took a little bit of time. I went into Netflix. I put in a new credit card. I went into my electric bill, put in the new credit card. And then there was one other one I put in. So I think I got 3 new credit cards today. I don't know. It was a gas bill or something, because you want to use the credit cards and you want to use them every month, but you don't want to go over 10%. You want to use 1% to 10%. If you go over 10%, score drops by 10, 20%, 20 points, 30%, 30 points. So if you've been listening to some people and they say, keep your balance below 30 to 50%, they don't know what the hell they're talking about. They weren't trained by FICO. I'm a certified FICO credit professional. There are a couple dozen of us. I said dozen of us in the United States. Not very many people have a certified FICO credit professional designation. Why does that matter? Because I'm telling you how the scores are calculated. Every 10% you spend on a credit card, your score is going to go down about 10 points. Okay? But you need to use the credit card. Otherwise, FICO kicks it out of the algorithm after about 90 days without using it. So great question. Let's see here. that one? You bet, Edna. Thank you for the support. This is a great question. Is it a good idea or does it help to increase your credit limit? 100% yes. You should be asking for a credit score increase about every 6 months. Now, banks are not going to give you that increase unless you're using the cards. So, how do you do that? If you got a $5,000 credit limit, how do you increase it to 10 if you only spend 1,000? Because you don't want to spend, you don't want to use credit cards if you're not using them and pay the interest. Here's a way to do it. If they're Visa and you have a Costco membership, buy an expensive piece of jewelry at Costco. Buy an expensive watch, some diamond earrings, a gold bracelet. Do it at some other store. I'm just using Costco. Use stores that are easy to return. Take it, put it in a little package with the receipt, put it in the house, wait a month for it to report, take it back, get a credit. They put it back. It looks like a payment. That is how you hack that trip, that thing. Okay. We used to do that all the time with business credit. You hack it that way. Get some gift cards, etc. Let's see if we got some more questions here. Can you close a credit card without taking the hit? No. Especially if you had a bankruptcy. No. Now, if I understand that right, maybe what you're saying is you had a bankruptcy, so now it's a bad card. Can you close it? Maybe. I closed one today. I closed a 11-year-old account today. And I say this a lot, never close a credit card, with a few exceptions. The credit card that I closed today was a Care Credit credit card, $5,000 credit limit. We've had it open 12. I said we've had it open 11, 12 years. Why did I close it? Because I was joint with my ex. And it was the last credit card that we were joint on. Frankly, I forgot about it. She used it yesterday for the dog. I got an alert. I called in to ask them to remove me from it. They said, we can't. I said, well, we got divorced. And they're like, closed. That's our policy. Closed. And they closed the account. So now she's got to reapply and get a new one if she wants to continue to use Care Credit. So I probably won't take a hit from that because it's 11 years old. It's already reporting the maximum, which is 99 months. So most likely I won't take a hit. But if it's a new card and that's the only thing you got and you closed it, yeah, you're going to take a hit. So great question. Thank you so much. Let's put this one. Okay. And then I got to wrap it up in about 5 minutes. Thank you guys so much for all these questions. I'm going to do my best to answer them. What is the difference between overall FICO score compared to individual scores given by Experian, Equifax? Okay. Great question. My FICO's in the 800s. The other was in the mid 700s. Yep. FICO is a Fair Isaac company, which creates FICO credit scores. Great question, Gene. They're FICO credit scores. Experian has a Vantage credit score. Why? Because they don't want to pay FICO. Think about it this way. An HP computer, an Apple computer that's right here in front of me, a Compact, a Dell, whatever. The PCs use Microsoft. Do you think Microsoft gives them the software for free? The operating system? No, they got to pay for it. So FICO creates the credit score and sells it to Experian. So Experian created their own credit score called Vantage. TransUnion has their own called TransRisk. And there's thousands of different scores out there, literally. And then there's thousands of scorecards underneath those scores. So the reason it's different is because it's a different software. Quite frankly, that's it. Okay. What's the best way to go and buy a new home for the first time? I don't know. It really depends. Probably FHA, unless you got 20% down. So if you got 20% down, I would probably do a conventional. I can tell you this, we can help you with that. Love to help you. We're a licensed mortgage banker in all 50 states. So give us a call or send me a DM. You're on Facebook, so send me a message and we can work with anybody. One of our programs that we have that other people don't have, stated income loans and bank statement loans. With bank statement loans, no tax returns, no pay stubs. You need a 740 credit score, 12 months of bank statements. 740 credit score, 12 months of bank statements, 10% down. no PMI, private mortgage insurance, up to $2 million. So if you got $100,000 of money coming into your business and you spend $100,000, they'll still qualify you as a $1.2 million income, and you can buy up to a $2 million house with only 10% down. I saw something come in here, so I saw something flashing. All right. I am going to look at this question real quick. I think I got that one. I got that one. Got that one. Thank you so much. It's a good idea to help ask increase. Yes, I got that one. You bet. And thank you so much for all the comments and nice stuff. I appreciate that. And then Mike, I see you in the thing there. Several cards that I paid off a settlement with other creditors. They said they'll remove them, but they left them on. You can simply dispute them. I'll answer that question because you're in the queue right now. I just want to get through all the other questions because this is going to be my last one. All right, Mike, I'm bringing you in if you're ready. Let's see if I can figure it out because Chastity usually does this. Now I don't know why this mouse does this, but you guys, if you look, you can probably see me moving my hand and my mouse is not, there it goes. It's not going over. There we go. There you are, Mike.
Hey, how you doing, my brother?
Good. How are you doing?
Doing great, doing great. Yeah, so I'm new to this, but you came across my timeline at one time, and I was watching, and you're such an encouraging person, and your story that you shared from your childhood is very similar to mine growing up. So instantly, I was like connected with you, and you know, a lot of times growing up, I was the guy that they, you know, me and my family, we didn't have much. So, you know, we went through a lot of hardship. You know, kids can be hard in school, but, you know, my mother used to tell me that, you know, it's better to be sweet than to be mean. So, you know, be as sweet as possible. So I always, you know, treat things like that. And I always try to build my credit up with trying to do things right. Unfortunately, with everything that's happened, a lot of cards that I had were closed, and, you know, I had to close them. But when I did get some money in, I used that money right away to settle my accounts.
Okay.
And I did it on my own, not getting any insight, but
yeah,
you know, somebody told me that was the wrong thing to do. But when I did talk to the creditors, I had about 5 cards that got closed, and I contacted them and said, listen, I'm calling you guys. I want to pay it. Let's do a settlement. Would you please remove that from the credit report? And of course they said, yes, send us the money. And then, you know, lo and behold, it's, you know, they won't take it off. I've called them. I've disputed it.
Yeah.
I've opened it on, and they haven't done it. But I'm going to use you guys because I need you guys. And at the end of the day, you know, I love the message, but if you can help me with that too.
Yeah, you bet. You know, about a month, no, that's not, I think it's been about 2 weeks ago. I started a gratitude channel on my company Slack channel. So we have Slack. That's an instant messaging account that we use. And I started this gratitude journal where I write, I bought it. It's called the 5-minute day or something. I'll talk about it at some other point, but you put in the 3 things you're grateful for, the 3 things you want to do, what you could do better at, what would make a perfect day. And I start my day that way and I end my day that way. But anyway, I added a channel, and here's how it ties in. Today, I was grateful for having running water, electricity, and heat, because I grew up without those 3 things here in Idaho. It was cold AF, you know what I mean? So I feel for the people in Texas, the 500,000 people that don't have
bro, that's
crazy. So to answer your question, yeah, we can help. I'm not going to say you did anything wrong by settling on your own. Look, you probably worked out about the same because you probably paid a little more, but you didn't have to pay us. All right. And you worked it out. And generally people hire us because they don't have the time to do it. They don't want to do it. They'd rather go work a little bit extra and not have the frustration, because it can be difficult and frustrating to deal with these people. But I'm not going to say you did anything wrong. As far as trying to get them to delete it, they will say anything to get the money. And then they'll comment back and they'll cop out and say, well, we got to report it accurately.
That's what they said.
Yeah.
That's exactly
legally, the Fair Credit Report Act says we have to report it accurately. You know what I ask them? I'll say I understand. So, Mike, can you tell me where in the Fair Credit Report Act it says that you have to report the account at all? Well, we have to report it accurate. I understand. Where does it say you have to report it? Because it doesn't. It's like a driver's license. There's no law that says you have to have a driver's license. The law says you have to have a driver's license if you're going to drive a car. But there are lots of people live in New York City that don't have driver's licenses, right? And so it kind of goes the same way. And so we can actually go in and that's one tactic. The number one thing that we do is this. I'll let you guys in on a little secret. How many numbers are in a credit card account number for Visa?
What, 16?
16.
16?
15 with American Express, 16 Discover, 16 with MasterCard. How many report on your credit report? 4, generally. The last 4, the middle 4, a combination, the middle, the last somewhere. Yeah. There's 4. The Fair Credit Report Act says if you as a furnisher report data to a consumer's credit report, it must have an accurate account number. Are 4 of the 16 accurate?
Wow.
No.
Nice.
So it's really simple. This is what we do. I'm never going to say, Mike, I was never late. I didn't settle this. It's not my fault. It's my ex-wife's fault. We don't do that. We'll simply write a letter and let's make it up as Capital One. Dear Capital One, I recently looked at my credit report and found that you're reporting account on there with 3 late payments. I have a question for you. Why are you only reporting 4 of the 16 digits? Because the Fair Credit Report Act says it's got to be 16. Why are you guys breaking the law? How can you verify to be accurate with only 4? I need you to either report the entire accurate account number or simply remove it. Otherwise, I'm going to have to get an attorney involved, and then I'll be seeking damages. And guess what they do? Especially if you pay it. Delete. Okay? Wow. It's really that simple. Now you got to stay on top of them. You got to do a bunch of other stuff. But it's really that simple.
I want to hire you guys
cool.
To do that for me. So at the end of this call, I'm going to call you guys and get with you guys to do that for me. Because honestly, I have 4 sons. These are all my sons here. Here's one of them. Here's another son.
Cool.
Another son. And I have one more son. He's over here. So it's awesome. We're a big family, and we're trying to buy a house for the first time. And we're looking to do that. And, it will be great. But I definitely, I love your energy. I love everything about you, bro. You definitely are a blessing. And I take a lot of information from you, and I've been watching you a lot. I'm happy that I'm able to talk to you right now. So it's awesome, bro.
Are you on Facebook or I can't tell right now, or YouTube?
I am on Facebook also.
Okay, cool. Hey, if you need help with a real estate agent, we can help you with that. If you need help with the mortgage, we can help you with that. We got a bunch of no money down things. Any chance you got a business?
I do. I have a pressure cleaner business.
Cool. So S Corp, LLC, C Corp. What is it?
LLC.
LLC. How much? Do you make over 100,000 last year, or less than 100,000?
No, unfortunately, I wish, bro.
Over 50,000 or less than 50,000?
It's less than that, way less than that. I just started it. With everything that's going on, I wanted to start cleaning stuff up for people, and I took an insight and said, what can I do to help people out and what's going on? So I started a pressure cleaner business called Stay Clean Pressure Cleaning, and I'm based in Hollywood, Florida. So I just been trying to get things done that way. Hopefully, this will be the year of increase for me. But I've been trying. Honestly, I really have. I'm picking up any job, $50 job, $60 job, whatever it is, whatever. But hopefully going forward, that takes off as well.
All right. So what I want you to do is once you hit $50,000, you need to take it from an LLC, file an S election. S election doesn't cost anything, and you need to be taxed as an S corporation. Let me put this out there. I'm not a tax professional. I'm not an attorney. It's not tax advice. I'm telling you what I would do if it was me. The moment you hit 50 grand, or you think you're going to file an S election, be taxed as an S corp, put those 4 boys on payroll. You can pay each one of them $12,000 a year or $1,000 a month. Do your boys help you at all with the business?
My oldest does sometimes, but mainly I just been going myself and
Could you
doing that.
potentially go door knocking and have the kids put flyers on other doors?
That'll be great. Yes, that's a great idea.
Okay. Run a social media account. For that, you pay them $1,000 a month. Guess how
Oh,
much
wonderful.
taxes they pay? Each kid can get $12,000. Guess how much they're going to pay in federal and state income tax?
How much?
Zero. They're exempt. They're exempt under 13,000. Exempt. Guess what it does for you as a business owner? It is a $12,000 write-off. So
Wow.
you get to write it off. You give it to the kids tax-free, which then they can gift it back to dad. So dad pays for groceries, food, insurance, clothing, football, wrestling. Now
Yeah.
that's the way that you can take $48,000, not one simple thing, 48 grand out of your business, tax deductible, and spend it tax-free.
Wow. Awesome.
You can
Bro.
only do that if you're an S Corp or a C
Okay.
Corp. You can't do it as sole proprietor and LLC. Again, I'm not a tax professional. I'm just sharing with you what I have been told by tax professionals and CPAs and attorneys. Okay. So thanks for coming on. I smell my dinner is ready. Appreciate you, Mike.
Oh, you're awesome, my brother. I wish you many blessings. I'm looking forward to doing business with you guys. You guys are awesome.
Thank you so much.
Bless.
All right. I'm going to do one more question. If it's a question. Oh, it's a comment. Matt Maldonado has a 2-year-old construction company. What's the best way to get a loan? First year was lost. Second year, COVID was worse. Well, what's the best way to get a loan? Here's the thing that we teach, Matt, and I'll tell all of you guys. With my business credit builder program, so where we teach you the ins and outs of business credit, step by step, move by move, how to fill out the application, where to go to get the application, what bank to go to, what bank not to, etc. 90, we'll just call it 90%, is non-income verified, no financials. You fill out an application. It's going to say, what is your estimated income for the year or gross sales? See, on a business application, it doesn't say how much do you make. It says, what is your estimated? If it's less, 300,000 or less, zero financials. If it's more than 300,000 and you want to get a loan over 100,000, you need financials. But you can get $100,000 lines of credit and credit cards all day long with no financials. That is the advantage, or one of the advantages of business credit. Okay. Paul, this is the last question. Thank you so much. When's the next live? I'm going to do these every Thursday, 5 p.m. Pacific. That's on my schedule. Every Thursday, 5 p.m. Pacific. And then I'll probably do some throughout the week, hit and miss when I record my podcast. But this one, Ask Me Anything About Credit, will be scheduled every Thursday, 5 p.m. Pacific. All right. With that being said, thank you guys so much for all your support. I appreciate it. I'll see you next Thursday. I was just looking to see one more here. I know I said one more, but I was looking to see what it said. I'm in Idaho. I'm in Idaho right now. So I closed the office due to COVID. That thing that I say all the time. Due to COVID, I closed the office in Las Vegas, saved me $12,000 a month. Everybody's working from home anyway. So I moved this to Idaho. So the studio is here for now. So anyway, I'm going to take off. Appreciate every single one of you. Please share this on your feed. Share it. I appreciate it. If you need my help, there's the website, fortresscreditpro.com. Phone number is right there, 1-800-475-7267. You can also reach out to me on any of the socials. Send me a DM. Have a great day.